let's just all be seated so that we can start with another round, day 3 of this exciting and engaging and powerful India Space Congress. So the first session for the day on this track and hall is all about building a shared future in space with India. I'll just give you a short brief. This session explores how India is catalyzing global space collaboration across upstream, downstream and auxiliary sectors, from joint missions and tech exchange to policy and commercial synergies. It highlights India's leadership in shaping a secure, inclusive and innovation-driven space, future through strategic partnerships across governments, industries and academia. So I'll take this honor to invite our esteemed panelists. And first, I'll take the honor to invite our moderator, Dr. V.S. Hegde, former Scientific Secretary, ISRO and CNES Antariksh. And sir, I'll take the honors to introduce the other panelists who can join, and then you can take it forward. Dr. Siriluk, Ph.D. Deputy Executive Director, GISTDA. Please can we have you, ma'am, over here. Mr. Champion Gautier, France. He's from France. And can we have you over here, please? Dr. Robertus, Heru, Chairman of Research Organization for Aeronautics and Space, ORPA. Mr. Áron, Deputy SG. Can we all have you guys over here? Yeah. All right, sir. I'll ask you to start the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanisha. Since some part of the session is already consumed, the most inspiring inaugural session we had. So I will take the liberty of not introducing you all once again. Anisha has already done the job. And when your turn comes, if you want to tell a couple of sentences more about the type of work you are into, you may take the liberty of doing so. So basically coming to the session proper, India has indeed been into building a shared future in space activities. If you talk of ISRO, our National Space Agency, they have over 250 bilateral, multilateral cooperation agreements, more than 60 countries. So ISRO has always believed in shared future. We have partnered in the Lunar and Dynamic Exploration. You must have heard about the LUPEX mission. And with NASA, we have NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, NASA mission. And NASA is going probably within a week or 10 days after the L and S-band radar in the same satellite. It's in fact the costliest Earth observation mission ever realized by anybody in the world. It's 1.6 billion kind of mission. And we are cooperating with human space flight, both with Russia and US. And still in upstream, we are providing launch services. We have launched more than 440 satellites from 34 countries on board Indian launch vehicles. And we have a lot of cooperation agreements in extending space-based services, database to share the kind of activities with Asian and other countries. And if you take care of the auxiliary sector, we are into space situation awareness and certain technology, AI and other analytical tools, global space convergence, various things. We have partnership or cooperation agreements even with industry outside India. And of course, of most recent, we have NASA, ISRO, NISA, India-France collaboration in megatropics, in ocean-related studies. And we have a lot of exploration collaboration programs. So what I can say is, what probably you may like to say is, how we can have further international cooperation partnerships. And now, when you talk of India, it is not ISRO alone, National Space Agency alone. 3 years ago, India has introduced reforms to the space sector activities, where private industry can participate in an entire range of space activities in India, from designing and building satellites to launch vehicles to launching to analysis to everything. So ISRO's focus will now shift, or is already shifting to more of R&D, more of planetary exploration, and more of missions in outer space kind of thing, whereas the routine activities as the time moves on will be taken over by Indian industry. That is what you heard even from our defense, distinguished defense personalities who were in the inaugural session. So to that extent, we have policy initiatives. We are making more and more strategic alliances and partnerships within the country and also outside. So when you talk, you can even keep it in mind that we seek partnership even with Indian industries and not only with the National Space Agency. So some of the pointers that I can suggest for discussion would be how you feel that we can pursue this cooperation with India, with National Space Agency and also Indian industry to have a shared future in space. What role can government agencies play and what do you envisage our industry to do? And how can the regulatory alignments can help both from your side and our side. And our side, I mean India's side is pretty open. And so that, we don't have to much differentiate between partnership for sharing our future with only the governmental agencies. It could be private to private, government to private, anything. So with these few words, I will request each one of the distinguished panelists to make their observation. And at the end, I think if audience has any question, we can take. Yeah. So I think we start with now. We start with the remarks from Dr. Ms. Siriluk, Prukpitikul, not in particular order, but whatever is mentioned in the program, I'm going in that order. So, Dr. Siriluk, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Hegde. Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank SIA for inviting GISTDA for this event. This is our first time that GISTDA joined this event. Before I'm going to following the question that Dr. Hegde just mentioned, I would like to introduce about GISTDA, who we are and what we are doing just briefly. GISTDA is Geoinformatics and Space Technology Development Agency, as we are under supervision of Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. GISTDA as a national space agency from Thailand, so due to this, GISTDA remains commitment to implementing and promoting in 5 areas. We developing geoinformatics application for all, and we have the operating Earth observation satellite on behalf of Thai government, and we also do the space economy promotion. And right now we are preparing for national space policy and law. And the most important, we do the manpower development and capacity building. This is what we are doing. And alignment of what GISTDA has mission. First, I would like to share with you in terms of how we can develop collaboration and collaboration with India in the first step. So far, GISTDA as a public organization, so we quite flexible to do as a government to government collaboration, G2G or even B2B is quite flexible for us to make this kind of collaboration. And so far we have done in terms of starting with what we are interested in the issue, and along what we are doing, if we think that it's going to be the long-term collaboration in some issue, so we will up level of this collaboration into G2G or B2B discipline. And in this term, it's kind of we can do like initiate some projects that we have some interest in together. To evaluate what we have doing together, we can do as facilitate government to government, and we do the like energy, Thai and India, SME or even startup or even government agency, to co-development in downstream. And I have to highlight that most of the G2G MOU is come with the common interest for both parties, as for example as climate change monitoring, disaster management, or even right crop assessment, for example. And the other issue that GISTDA would like to have some collaboration, we can do the joint Earth observation development together, and even data sharing under mutual benefit framework. This is just what we can do with collaboration with the India or international partners.
Thank you very much for those positive, very positive, forward-looking remarks. Questions we can keep it for the end. Now I would request Ms. Champion Gautier from CNES, France. We have a lot of active collaboration with CNES. We have been having from day one of our launch vehicle development to research in all areas, launch vehicle, etc., to sharing the data. It's your turn now.
Thank you very much. I'm Gautier Champion. I'm a space engineer working for the French Space Agency. And we have the particularity in the French Space Agency to have an office in India. We are two actually. I have one colleague in Bengaluru and I stay in Hyderabad. And so as you mentioned, we have a very, very long cooperation with India. It's actually our longest partner with the French Space Agency. It started in 1964 in Tumba, the launch site, at the very beginning of the sounding rockets. We started with launching the Centaur rockets in the Tumba beach, and then we were involved in the whole program. And after, in the 1970s, there was the big program of cooperation between ISRO and CNES, with many engineers coming from ISRO to Vernon. It's a city in France where we undertake all the developments of the liquid propulsion engines. And it created a long friendship between the two countries. And this is the beginning of the VCAS engines that you find today in GSLV, PSLV, Aeronautics. After this, we had some other cooperation with the many satellites that you mentioned. So we were involved in the megatropic. So megatropic is for the meteorology in the tropical areas. Then it was Siriluk for altimetry. And now we are working on the Triharjanto project. So Triharjanto is a Sanskrit word. It means source. And it's like a big thermometer in space that is used for agriculture and monitoring of climate change. So this kind of cooperation, of course, it's a diplomatic tool, but it's quite useful because it creates data that is needed by the scientific community. And also it creates a great friendship because every month you have engineers coming from France to Bengaluru, to Ahmedabad, to Hyderabad to work on this satellite. And so it's not only like official shaking hands, it's like actually the tech team meeting together. And I think that's the most important when you do international cooperation, not just like shaking hands, taking pictures, but also like trying to have the tech teams working together. And it's interesting because in every country you work differently. So sometimes it's you meet pain points, but I feel like India and French teams working together, it's very, very fluid, and we learn a lot from each other. We have different ways to approach the technical problems. So yeah, it's like it's not just like doing this diplomatic tool. It's also like learning from each other. And yeah, so for me, it's very interesting this. And so all this that I mentioned, it's very it's the cooperation on the institutional level. And now I try to do the same on the private side. So it's beginning little by little, but I feel like both our industries can gain from further cooperation. And like, yeah.
Yes, cooperation between India and France has indeed been great. Because I had personally the privilege of launching Spot 6, Spot 7, and of course they have launched many of our satellites, geo satellites, communication satellites, and all those from on Ariane 4 and Ariane 5. Of course, we are waiting for Ariane 6 to come so that we start working together again. But they are also working on pretty sensitive projects like Krishna you mentioned. It is a defense project. So, I mean, from day one, and continuous cooperation we have with France. National agency to CNES, their national agency, and from ISRO to industry and industry level cooperation. And whenever we cooperate in say building a satellite and all, sometimes they bring the payload from their industry, like Siriluk and the AIS payload and such things they bring from industry, you know. See, I mean, it is seamless kind of cooperation. So I think now I will request Dr. Robertus to make his remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Hegde. Indonesia and India already has a G2G cooperation since 1997, represented by ISRO and LAPAN. Of course, the name of my office before 2022 is LAPAN, Indonesian Space Agency. Now it is called BRIN. I am heading the research organization under BRIN for the space aeronautics and space research. So in 1997, India is establishing its rocket launching station in the eastern part of Indonesia, and we start collaborating many of Indonesian space scientists, learning from many of my colleagues in the office, trained in India in CCSDA in Hyderabad. And so that is for us the main contribution that India is helping us, and as well not only from our office but also university lecturers in the sector, and they met the community from Indo-Pacific learning, and because manpower is the key for space activity. So and then the same with in India. Indonesia is encouraging its space industries to foster, and our national timing agencies is now supporting the space economic indicators in statistic bureau, so that we can measure the growth of the space industry. I have to congratulate, of course, India, Department of Space, that it has done a beautiful transformation that I learned since last time I visited here, 2020 until now, how the India space industry has been growing. We are also doing the same thing with India. How do we try to promote the commercial space activities, among others, is by allowing the private entities to use BRIN's space facilities, ground station, AIT facilities, satellite facilities when they need it. And And in coming months, our ground station, BRIN ground station, will support the tracking of the Siriluk launch. It's a startup, Indian startup for space launch, and we will support. Of course, we learn all the knowledge from Indian ground station, ISRO ground station. So, what's next for us is what I noted to be done is to expand the G2G cooperation. That right now the agreement is only between ISRO and BRIN, now also including with space, because we have the same interest with India. We wish to be able to grow the space industry, space economy, and we want to learn from you that has been making this beautiful transformation. And this space industries in the region, in the Pacific, in order to grow, they need to build ecosystem that we can grow together. And that is the way forward, to my understanding, is incorporating in space into Indonesia space agreement, and then after that we are together fostering our space industry. Thank you.
Yes, we have excellent cooperation with Indonesia also in the Southeast Asia. Of course, for Indonesia, space is the only way. The very geography demands that, with so many islands, they will have to look for the imaging, using remote sensing images, the communications. Space is one of the key infrastructure as far as Indonesia is concerned. From our point of view, India's point of view, they have been given the most crucial support. We have a downrange tracking station. You see, whenever we launch PSLV or any of our vehicles, our launches are southbound, whether it's polar or inclined. And we have to very carefully avoid the South China Sea, where there are so many shipping rigs and things like that. So the moment the launch vehicle goes out of our tracking stations in Triharjanto and the Andaman Islands, it gets into the Indonesian station. They have been giving us the most crucial tracking support and giving us all kinds of cooperation. And now there are further discussions between Indonesian industry, the government promoted industry and some of the Indian industries for communication satellites, ADSB constellation, aircraft data tracking and all. I hope it fructifies, and we look for larger cooperation happening between Indonesia and India. And personally also, because I was associated with some of the corporations when I was scientific secretary. It comes under scientific secretary, not that it came under me. I was holding that position in ISRO, where international cooperation was under my portfolio. So, okay, coming back to the next speaker, I will now request Mr. Áron Selmeci, to make his remarks. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm Áron from the Hungarian Civil Society. This is a non-profit organization. One part is for education of young students for space enthusiasts and space interests. And another side is for industry. It's a gathering platform. We provide, for example, workshops in project management, funding acquisitions, or frequency legislations and similar. And also for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, on their request, we combine the catalog of the Hungarian space sector. So that's where I also connected to this topic. The collaboration or cooperation between India and Hungary is also on several layers. It started on the governmental level, institutional level, between ISRO and the Hungarian Space Office in 1995 with the bilateral cooperation agreement. And since then, they are also initiating and present at several memorandum of understanding, like on this event as well, between Gautier and SIA-INDIA, and also Gautier and PIXI. And also it's kind of like as a fusion between the governmental part and the industry. That is the current XCO4 mission, where India and Hungary as well at the same time present. And like in both countries, the researchers, the industry could initiate their experiments. And well, we may say that it's not a joint mission, but well, it's a very parallel mission, and it can later lead to some joint missions based on our experiences. We can exchange our experiences in astronaut training on experimental experiences, and we can initiate the mission together as well. And on industry level as well, Hungary is collaborating with India. In the previous 2 days, some of you may have met DAG. They are an important company, also present in India, as well as in Moderator in the south. And Mr. Áron Selmeci was also present yesterday in a maritime session. So they are dealing with telecommunication and connectivity. And they were participating in the Mangalyaan mission and in the Chandrayaan 1 and 2 as well, with their instruments, with their collaboration. Besides that, we also have 2 other Hungarian entities, the Hungarian Solar Physics Foundation and a university group from Prukpitikul and University. They contributed to the Aditya solar mission as well. So let's say there is already some history in our collaboration, but yes, definitely we would like to promote it more. We also have here one of our larger Hungarian industrial companies, ORPA, active in defense and in satellite manufacturing assembly AIT, in sizes of several hundred kilograms, so we see some potential collaborations with them, for example. And you also mentioned that ISRO is now more concentrating on the planetary missions. We have several scientists who developed power distribution units, for example, for the Rosetta mission, for the vertical. So we think that's, for example, a good connection point as well. And on an outlook, how to approach collaboration, I would say not the governmental side and the industry maybe not necessarily distinguishable that much, because governments sometimes need some help from the industry and also from industry association like us to give some hints, to give some ideas what to concentrate on, which should be these collaboration points. So when I was on this conference, I tried to approach many of you, or mostly India, but not just India, to share this catalog I was mentioning, so people can get to know the Hungarian industry. They can initiate some discussions, identify key points, and with some proposals we can approach our governments. And then they will know what to concentrate on, what would be beneficial, what our industries are interested in, and based on that we can initiate joint tenders, joint calls, proposals, possibly providing some subsidized services, and also some collaboration on our technology sharing frameworks, something like standardized contracts and standardized conditions. So both partners, both sides knows what to expect from each other, which industry definitely needs some certainty. So I would say, yeah, and we can continue with further comments, remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Áron. And yes, Hungary has certain extremely advanced payloads and systems with respect to space assets. Actually, India has been a beneficiary of the systems, subsystems resourced from Hungary, and they were extremely involved and forthcoming, as he mentioned. In fact, I must say that when I was doing my master's, one of the most favorite teachers had done his PhD from Budapest, structural geology. From that time onwards, and he had picked up an accent in speaking, and he always, anything and everything, he will go to Budapest to talk about. So, I have studied that science, okay? They're on the Earth, they are in space. So it's excellent to hear. In fact, when the crucial Rosetta mission, the lander on the asteroid, it happened in 2014 actually, during the IAF 2014 in Toronto, Canada. I was one of the bureau members. So that was the time where our Mars orbiter also had successfully flown. So both were there in the morning session, breakfast session they call. So excellent actually, great job they are doing. And they have put a stall also here, I hope you have seen. And today, His Excellency, the ambassador was there, and astronauts from India and Hungary are up in space, for the last 2 days. A lot of good things happening. We wish that, we will have more and more partnerships. When we say don't make it just bilateral, there could be partnership between you and him, or all of us together. So we solicit all kinds of partnerships to build shared future in space. When the whole world is transitioning from just looking at Earth from space towards space from space. So all connotation, all approach is changing, and let's partner together and move forward.
Let me point out that PhD is also here now, so if anybody will want to contact them as well.
Yeah. So now I think I have been talking in between. So in case you have any focused questions to any of the distinguished panelists, you can please ask. But we have over the time. Anisha is looking at me. We are not to be blamed, okay? Inaugural session. So interact with them more and more. Yeah. If there is any focused question, please feel free.
1 or 2 questions per sure. We have that 5-7 minutes time. Over to everyone. If you've got any questions. Otherwise, we will wrap up the session. So I think it was quite a clear and engaging message already. I would, on behalf of SIA-INDIA, I would request you all to just stay back for a memento. And I actually do not see Dr. V.S. Govindarajan. Mr. Hegde, can we have you do the honors to just present the memento so that we can move forward to the next session. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just start our next session in just a couple of minutes. Yeah. Thank you so much, our esteemed panelists, to be over here in such an engaging topic to understand innovation and technologies across all global nations. We just request you all to have our memento given out by Mr. Hegde. Yeah, thank you.
I will just ladies first. Okay.
We'll also request for a group picture.
Yep. Bigger and thicker. Thank you very much.
So we just present you so that we can have a picture with you and Mr. Ashwin Kabir. I would request you all for a group picture, please.
This photo first.
Sir, look here.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Sir, look here. Sir, look here.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Good day. Thank you. Thank you very much.
मैंने तो जूम कर दिया था भाई और मैं सोचूं कि इसका पास भी दिख रहा है तो बता देते हैं जो मैं ठीक है अभी वो इसको बोलना I was also like, okay,